Hey guys, how's it going? Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Hopefully everyone's having a wonderful day today. Today is the day that this temple entered this realm. Today is the day, or the anniversary, I should say, of the day that this spirit, this ego, this soul, and this temple unified to create the being that is me, the entity that is me. And while we don't necessarily, or I don't necessarily celebrate birthdays in the sense of, hey, happy birthday, you got another year older, I understand that, no, that's not time. I'm not marked by time. I don't get better with time. I get better with experience. I become more powerful. Every year is a year of experiences that I get to contemplate on, right? Every year is a time where you can look back on who you were this time last year and who you are now, and then you determine, do I like the path that I'm going on? Do I like the person who I became? Do I like the person that I've evolved into, right? You have to start looking at each year as a movie, as a Harry Potter movie, as a year in Hogwarts. So ask yourself, from your last birthday to this birthday, how was your year at Hogwarts? How was your year? How was your year developing as a person? Now, for me, that is a thing of self-meditation and self-reflection. But hey, I like to talk, and I have a platform, so we'll talk about it together, right? So now, in terms of how you would rate yourself, or not rate yourself, but how you would judge the progress that you've made, right? Fundamentally, you have to go by how you feel. Do you feel better than you did last year? Because, yeah, we can say, well, listen, we make more money, we got better stuff, I was able to do this, I was able to do that. But now when I actually, no, that's awesome, man, that's awesome. But how does that make you feel? Like, do you feel cool with that? Or, like, that the stuff that you're doing now kind of brings you a little bit more, like, anxiety or something like that? Like, let's say you did finally make those big purchases. Like, yo, you got the new house, you got the new car. Oh, I appreciate that. You got the new house, you got the new car. But now, like, those new payments are a little bit like, oof. Okay, it's a lot. But, you're making good money, you got a good job. But then that situation at work did happen. Your job is good, but it's not as secured as you thought because of what just happened, or company-wise and stuff like that. So you may have gotten a lot more stuff within the year, but are you more secured? Are you happy? Are you able to say, listen, those moments, I'm here, not anywhere else? That may not always be the case, But then it goes, because how you feel, right? How you feel then goes into what you do. What have you done differently over the year? Have you changed habits? Have you broken bad habits? What have you done so far, like in the physical, in the sense? And when I say in the physical, I don't necessarily mean like, hey, what have you physically like built or this or that. I mean in the sense that, okay, let's say you realize that, hey, I was a little bit too negative last year, right? And I wanted to change that about myself. So what did you do in terms of working on that, right? Was it more like, hey, listen, I actively try to watch what I say, or I actively try to say positive things to now build patterns, right? Because when we, things like that, because, if you can make a pattern in your brain, you could wire your brain to make a pattern, to make a habit, right? It really just takes 15 days of doing something. And if you really want to integrate it into your nervous system, pair it with something that you like. So here's the crazy part, right? I love writing, right? I love partaking of the cannabis. And I like meditating and thinking about just the nature of things. I have certain meditative rituals that I do every day. But what I do is I paired all the things that I found that I liked. I found the things that I needed to do spiritually to help me, right? I paired that with what I like to do creatively. And then I paired that with something like I like to do that helps me feel good. So now, because my meditation, my creativity, and my partaking occurs at the same time, right, that creates a pattern, because I was always going to partake. I was always going to write. And, I was always going to meditate. But now, because we made those things together, it becomes something entrenched. And now it's something that I do all the time. In terms of meditating, like, I no longer have to necessarily just meditate, because meditation is just a vehicle for you to actually get to the place that you want to go. Meditation is just a vehicle for you to get to the feelings that you want to feel. And my goodness, I can get to that mid-conversation. I mean, I'm meditating, I'm pondering things while I'm talking right here. But it is cool, because it's once you start those practices and you keep doing it, right? So that's the things that you do. Then you want to know, what have you loved? What new experiences of love have you had over the years? Do you have more love in your heart now than you did last year? Because that's important, because love isn't necessarily like the other emotions. Remember, the other emotions are just regular energies, regular frequencies. Those things that, you transmute. Love is a cosmic power. And as far as transmutation, that love is the most easily transmutated energy out there, because in a sense the frequency of love is transmutation. So to give you like a better example of it, love can drive you to write a great poem. Love can drive you to create a great work of art, can drive you to do something nice. Love can influence the way you live. But love can also cause you to be destructive, because if now someone comes after the things that you love, that's a different story now. See, while that love is at peace, while that love is protected, while it can be experienced by you in the high vibrations, you're one way. But now if that love is ever threatened, that love can easily transmutate into that wrath, to that fury, because, heck, now we gotta fix that, right? So love is the most transmutatable, that. So that's why you want to have a lot of that in your heart, because when your heart is filled with love, you have energy that you can transmutate to any type of energy that you will ever need, right? And as we get along further into this new age that we're going into, as we're going into further into this new solar cycle that we're going into, people are going to start realizing how they feel is going to affect their environment a lot more, right? So, I mean, you always hear on TikTok that people say, our powers are going to come in, people are going to get powers, people are going to get this. It's not necessarily in the sense of powers, right? These are things that science already says happen with your bodies. The scientific of how you're always emitting a frequency. You're always emitting a certain energy waves, right? You're always interacting with your environment. We're not aware of this because they don't teach us this in school. Like, to be fair, this should have been the things that we're learning at 5, because we can really take it a lot. If I could learn 150 Pokemon and all their attacks, all their typings, if I could learn all the vehicles in Star Wars, if I could learn all the Digimon, all the Yu-Gi-Oh, if I could learn all 50 presidents, if I could learn all the fake history that they taught me, I could have understand that what my body was at 5. I could learn all their stuff about them, about the things that they create, but I was not able to learn about us. We were not able to learn about us. There's a reason for that, and you have to ask yourself why, right? But it's because of how we were created. The nature of our creation, the nature of our temples, the nature of our spirit. We're not meant to be bound into one society going one direction. We are all multidimensional beings, passing each other in a galactic cosmos of just experiences, right? It wasn't necessary for your neighbor to be part of the same country, or the same empire, the same state, the same town as you, to have the same pledges as you, because you weren't at war. Your home, your kingdom was your family. Your kingdom was your home. Your original kingdom starts up here. Because you started off by getting your kingdom up here, your kingdom in heaven. Because remember, our job is to bring that kingdom. Remember, out in heaven, let us bring heaven to earth. This is the heaven that you're supposed to be bringing to earth, because that's how it happens. Think about it. Steve Jobs, where was the iPhone invented? Within Steve's heaven, within his mind. And what does Steve do? He brought his heaven on earth. And my goodness, I'm using his iPhone right now, right? Apple, Microsoft, all the things that were going on around us existed in everyone's heaven until they projected it out. Now the problem is that works the same way with the hells, because they can go into the hell and project that out. And that's why we have like a lot of stuff going on right here. So your job is to create heaven here, live in it, because you're the spirit, you're the temple. And the thing about it is, your temple is more affected. Your temple is only affected what goes on within you, bro. Like, only, because think about it. You can say like, well, you know, what if I'm like in a bad situation where, you know, other people are like verbally abusing me and stuff like that? Understand that those people are verbally abusing you, but it is you who are internalizing that verbal abuse. Because someone could say something to me, verbally abuse me, I'm gonna look and know like, yo, bro, we already, what? That can't. I'm gonna smile, because like, when you know self, like, I'm my own hype man. Like, see, you have to train your ego not to attack people, right? Your ego is not there to attack someone. It's there to defend you, you know? So someone's going to come and say something hurtful for you. Your ego is going to be there to say, bro, he lying. Bro, you know that ain't true, because, and then your ego pulls out receipts. Like, bro, you remember when you did this? You remember when you did that? You remember when they did this to you, but you did that? And your ego is coming with the receipts like, Your Honor, boom, 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 boom. And then you're going to realize, whoa, the beings from outside of me, they're not providing me with any type of instances. They're not coming to this, that, the other, and the other. So that's when you realize, like, that's what that's for. That's there to do that. So you create that heaven, you create that internalness, protect yourself here, and then you project that protection outwards. So then now, once you're that person here, then you become that person for your family.